Hi everyone, we're going to tell which triangles you can show are congruent in order to prove the statement. For example, number 1, that BC line is congruent to line AD. And what postulate or theorem will we use? So for the first one, we have BC is congruent to AD. And we also have, so I'll put 2 right here. And we also know that AC is congruent to itself by the reflexive property. So I know by looking at this that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle CDA, and that's by your side congruency postulates. And I'll just put postulates here. Postulates. And just circle it. All right, next one. We have angle TSU. So S is in the middle, so that's your angle. So this angle is congruent to VSU, so that's this one. So those two angles are congruent. Therefore, I can say triangle TSU is congruent to triangle VSU, and that's by your angle side, this one right here, congruency postulate. All right, because you have the two angles and the side. So let's look at this. Angle, let's look. I'll put a little ticker mark on this. Angle, side. And you can do the same on the other triangle. Okay, number 3, we have angle AD, so where's D? Right here, is congruent to CBD, so B is right here. These two are congruent, and we also know that for the vertical line here, that these two are congruent, or the alternate interior angles. And we also know, therefore, that C is congruent with A by the third angle theorem, congruence theorem. So that means we're going to say that triangle ABD is congruent to triangle CDB. And basically, if I just erase all this, I know that this side is congruent, BD is congruent to BD by the reflexive property. So we know this is true given that we have these angles are congruent here, side, congruency postulate. And then for the last 3, a little more tricky, we have angle H here that's in between K and N. Let's see, KHN. So this angle is congruent to MGT, so this one. All right. So what I'm going to say is for number 4, triangle NKH, because this is congruent, is congruent to triangle TMG. And if we look at it, we have, if you just look at this first triangle, NKH, we have angle side. So this is going to be angle side congruency postulate. There's 2 angles, angle side. Angle side. Okay. Now, for number 5, BD is congruent to BE. So I'm going to say for 5, triangle BD is congruent to triangle CBE, and because these sides are congruent, and these this means E and D are congruent, so that's angle, side, angle. So these two would be congruent. So it's angle, side, angle. And I know that because, let me get this, since these two sides are congruent, and these are supplementary, that we have another angle here. Okay. And the last one, we have BC is congruent to AT. So there's AT, I'll put BC right there. So what I can say about 6 is triangle ABC is congruent to triangle STA, and that's going to be by your angle, angle, side postulate. Congruency postulate. And you just look at ABC, you have angle, 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 side. And the same thing with STA. And that's it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.